is Mrs. Els Reneke. She is General Secretary of the Dutch section since 2009. She has worked for the Dutch magazine Theosophia since 2002. She is the Executive Council member of the Theosophical Society in Europe, Federation of National Societies, EFTS. Her profession is speech therapist, working with clients with reading, spelling problems, etc. Now she will be speaking on brotherhood, a fact and a challenge. I call upon Els Reneke.
Thank you very much, Professor Shinde. Dear President, dear friends, here and elsewhere, my special greetings to John Aljo in the United States. Brotherhood, a fact and a challenge. The theme of this convention is Theosophy in a Changing World. What is Theosophy? What is change? What is the world? And what can we say about brotherhood? First, Theosophy. Many attempts have been made to define Theosophy. Let us consider the sentence in every issue of the Theosophist magazine, page 2. Theosophy is the body of truths which forms the basis of all religions and which cannot be claimed as the exclusive possession of any. Theosophy. We, human beings, have the capacity and the mission to use our manas, or mind, in two ways, practical and spiritual, and both are essential. Through an open-minded and deep inquiry, we have the possibility to understand and thus break through the dogmas of our education and our civilization towards higher spiritual insights. The consequences of such insights can be an ethical life and an attitude of service and altruism. Change. Talking about breaking through our mental hindrances, the first chapter of the book of our late President, Dr. Rada Bernier, Human Regeneration, is titled T.S. Work and the Fundamental Change in Man and Society. Nothing is permanent in this material world. All forms change periodically. We have learned that the one reality is permanent and that all reflections of it are impermanent. We human beings are changing constantly, and the phrase in the third object of the Theosophical Society, the powers latent in man, refers to the aspect of transcendence by our higher faculties. According to J. Krishnamurti, insights can bring immediate changes. World. According to the Bowen Notes, Madame Blavatsky on the secret doctrine and its study, the student must hold fast to 4 ideas. A. The fundamental unity of all existence. B. That there is no dead matter and every last atom is alive. C. That man is the microcosm with all the hierarchies of the heavens within him. And D. The great hermetic axiom which sums up and synthesizes all the others. As is the inner, so is the outer. As is the great, so is the small. As it is above, so it is below. There is but one life and one law, and he that worketh it is one. Nothing is inner, nothing is outer, nothing is great, nothing is small, nothing is high, nothing is low in the divine economy. End of quote. According to the Bowen Notes, the world means man living in the personal nature. End of quote. The world we know is formed by our personal impressions of what we perceive or sense, feel and think. Our task is to learn to see things as they really are. As the Upanishads say, from the unreal, lead me to the real. From darkness, lead me to the light. From death, lead me to immortality. Learning to see things as they really are, making these connections, is a task for many lifetimes. Brotherhood, or how to realize Theosophy in a changing world. In the leaflets of national activities at the International Theosophical Center in the Netherlands, theosophical themes abound. The titles of those leaflets are interesting and inspiring because they point in the direction of various aspects of this indefinable deep concept of Theosophy. And I mention some titles in alphabetical order. Anthropogenesis, at the feet of the Master. BB and HPB, the Big Bang and H.P. Blavatsky. Creative powers in nature and in man. Discovering silence. Egyptian esotericism. Entering the stream of learning. Evolution in consciousness. From cosmic ideation to the human mindscape. Integral spirituality. Life and death. Listening to the voice of the silence. Man, visible and invisible. Mysticism and music. Noblesse oblige. Steps of spiritual realization. Symbolism and the tree of life. The challenge of the soul. The eternal mother. The paramitas or transcendental virtues. The path of science. The path of the mystic and the occultist. The path towards truth. The purpose of life. Theosophy and art. Theosophy, unity and helping the world. Where do we go from here? The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Viveka the crest jewel of discrimination, ways of meditation. Many themes, all pointing in the direction of Theosophy. Theosophy in a changing world. So, what's new? The content of Theosophy seems to be of all times, as the title of Radha Bernier's book Human Regeneration implies. And surely it should be presented in a modern way to make it attractive and accessible for many, especially for the younger generations. The title of my talk is Brotherhood, a Fact and a Challenge. Or, using some of Mr. Manju Sundaram's words, brotherhood is a fact, living it is an art. Anyhow, brotherhood, a fact and a challenge. This just seems to be a short statement, but to me it has a very important message and implications. We are each unique and different, but in fact we are all interconnected and one. The monthly Link Officers meditation at the International Theosophical Center in Naarden, the Netherlands, I will talk about that later, states, quote, "Let us be clear channels to transmit the powers of unity and peace to the world, all representing the oneness of life, like a unique jewel with many facets, unity in diversity." Every morning we recite Annie Besant's universal mantra here. Every atom has a vibrant hidden life in its essence, like a sparkling ray from the one life. This one life is our common ground, but we are not aware of it. We perceive different forms, aspects and functions in each species, in every living creature in nature. All have the one life within, despite outer differences. It is amazing how birds and fish quite naturally move together as one, in a wave, in a flight or a school. Nature acts as one periodical flow, building and dissolving by the help and cooperation of all kingdoms. A brotherhood restoring equilibrium in the cosmos. Each human being consists of various organs and functions, all acting as one. Look at the human physical body: skin, bones, heart, lungs, stomach, bowels, arms, fingers, legs, feet. Movements, perceptions, chemical processes, digestion, mental activities, an enormous machinery. Everything is doing its job and is interconnected, working together, readjusting the equilibrium. If you eat, your digestive system will work hard to take nutrition and send the energy to all places in your body that need it. If you do not sleep enough, your body will give you signs to slow down and relax. And it is up to us to listen to this. Only a few aspects are mentioned here, just some facts and functions of the physical body. And in addition are all those of the subtler bodies. So, we are all connected with each other in a brotherhood, all being part of the one life. What is the challenge or art of brotherhood then? Here the main human principle comes in. Thought or kama manas. After a sensory input, we react, we name it, we think, we add emotions from our memory, we interpret, and thus the pure experience itself is gone. We all have our backgrounds of family, school, community, society, nation. Those backgrounds implant ideas, opinions and prejudices based on feelings, pains, thoughts and memories. Short-sighted as we are, we, for instance, are often greedy, wanting wealth and well-being for our own group, for our family, religious community, political party, city, nation, etc. We do not understand that in fact there is no property at all, because there is no we. My mother, not being a theosophist, always said that children are not one's property. Parents only have them on loan. What a beautiful and wise way to consider this enormous task of parenthood. Brotherhood. We own nothing, and we can understand the absurdity of property if we consider how all kingdoms in nature are sharing oxygen, sunlight and water. We human beings, however, are also confronted with opinions, with misunderstanding of good intentions, with quarreling and gossip. I have personally experienced that mistrust and gossip can poison a work and have a paralyzing effect in lodges and boards, preventing theosophical work from being done properly. On the other hand, it can be an encouragement to see the goals to be reached. Friends, here lies the important task for us all of brave inquiry, trying to see things as they really are, as mentioned before. We ourselves are the only ones who can do that. This is our theosophical work, reflecting on our thoughts and deeds, living a pure and ethical life, striving for self-realization and thereby giving our share to the total sphere of manas, to humanity, to our planet, to the world. One insight can bring about immense change. And just because everything is interconnected and one, that one insight can affect the whole, like the stone mentioned before, thrown into a pond and moving the water in the whole pond by concentric ripples. Is this theosophical work easy? No, not at all. It requires brave self-inquiry to be part of this immense cloud of human thoughts and emotions, distinguishing between what is real and what is unreal. We can learn from nature to complement each other, to cooperate and work together as one. Doing so requires that we see that there is no me, or, as an old sports cliché puts it, there is no I in team. Or, as the mantra O Hidden Life puts it, may each who feels himself as one with thee know he is therefore one with every other. Theosophy in a changing world. Theosophy can make us understand how to change, to surmount difficulties, to transcend. The fact that this world is changing incessantly gives us tremendous opportunities for growth and sharing. Everything changes. With the passing of our former president, Rada Bernier, on October 31st last year, the Theosophical Society entered an entirely new cycle with Tim Boyd as our new international president. Let us now combine our different qualities of uniqueness and excellence with cooperation and brotherliness, knowing that we are one. This is our challenge of brotherhood. And yes, this could be the apt moment to transcend old disagreements and understand the major job, the major work for humanity. Let us stand shoulder to shoulder to do the work for the masters. Let us not fall in the great dire heresy of separateness that HPB mentioned in The Voice of the Silence. Let us form our nucleus of the universal brotherhood of humanity. Together we stand. I end with some sentences from the before-mentioned monthly link officers meditation at the International Theosophical Center in Naarden. The work of the link officers was started in 1938 by the international president George Arundel, who was very concerned about the increased tension between nations in Europe before World War II. He probably foresaw the great need of cooperation between nations to prevent the recurrence of catastrophes in the future. These are the words of this monthly meditation. There is one life, one will, and one brotherhood of nations. May the spirit of unity and love that knows no barriers make brotherhood in the world a living reality. Let us invoke the blessings of the great ones upon our work and upon the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Els Reneker.